This is Glove World, Bikini Bottom's favorite amusement park, and I'll tell you right now, you don't know half the secrets this place is hiding. Like, can you tell me what the name of this roller coaster is? Or tell me, what shape are the chairs on the Ferris wheel? Did you say glove-shaped? Well, you'd be correct, actually. No, wait, did you say that they were shaped like normal seats? Well, you'd also be correct. Yeah, that's a normal Ferris wheel in a glove-themed amusement park. Blasphemy. If you can't tell, this fun park is sort of like one giant hall of mirrors. It never makes any sense. And so today, I'm going to show you exactly how Glove World works, or rather, doesn't work. Before we get started, we got to figure out what a basic layout of this place would look like. I'll apologize in advance, it's going to be hard to pinpoint where each ride truly is, but we can at least get some fundamentals. For instance, this here is the very first time we see Glove World in the episode Rock Bottom. As you can see, there's a couple of mainstays that are almost always going to be present in Glove World. Of course, we have the main roller coaster. That ride is actually very confusing in a way I'll get to later, but for now, let's look at some of the other main attractions at Glove World. On the right side is the Glove Ferris wheel. You have no idea how hard it was to find that clip. It's legitimately only ridden in that single episode to my knowledge. The same issue can be seen with the other two frontliners of the amusement park, with the glove swing ride on the far left of the park only being shown up a few times, like in this clip. And then with the glove merry-go-round on the left side of the entrance, we really only ever see it in the background. It never got its beauty shot like the other big boy rides. For this clip, look up at the top left of the frame. There's our Ferris wheel. Still to the left of the entrance as our layout shows us. And if you want a better view of it, look at the right side of the screen in this clip. That's as good as we're gonna get for looks at this ride. Yeah, not much left of the merry-go-glove. Now trust me, there are a lot more rides in this park that we'll get to in due time, but for now, I want to take a look back at that main coaster. So, how is this ride confusing? Well, truth be told, we never really learn much about what ride those tracks we always see belong to. I mean, most amusement parks have more than one coaster to my knowledge, or at least the Six Flags I live by does. Glove World probably does too, but honestly, it's up in the air. Let me explain. First, I'm going to show you a clip from the episode Don't Wake Patrick. This is the same episode that had the initial footage of our coaster I showed earlier. Looks pretty similar to the shape we see from the front of the park. Big ol' peak and all. And believe it or not, we finally get a name for this ride as well. Take a look. The Neck Breaker. Very fitting. Can't remember the last time I went to Disney World and was able to sleep straight the night after. Anywho, pay attention to the entry bay area for the ride. Kinda odd that the place doesn't have any barriers or dividers for lines to group around, right? Well, the episode of The Ballad of Filthy Muck sure thinks there's a problem with that.
Wow! I never knew how great smelling that can be!
Yes, apparently this neck breaker is now accessed via some form of interior room thing. And I mean, I have no reason to think that this ride is not the neck breaker. It looked like a pretty similar track as to what we saw in Don't Wake Patrick. Now, I can question why the entryway changed for this ride, but there's a bigger problem than that. Take a look at this clip from the episode Roller Cowards.
Yeah, that's right. Glove World has a new It's the Fiery Fist of Pain, opening tomorrow only at Glove World.
So now the ride is called the Fiery Fist of Pain. Or is it? See, the thing here is that the ride in this episode, Roller Cowards, it kind of seems like its own thing. For starters, the ad campaign we saw there says this is a new ride, even though it still looks like the old ride. I mean, I feel like only a special ride, as that commercial made this out to be, would include lasers, buzzsaws, and literal fiery fists. So honestly, I'm kind of leaning towards the side that this was probably a secondary ride to the normal one. Heck, the card isn't even the usual red and yellow we're used to seeing. This one's green. Don't even get me started on the loading bay.
We made it!
Please keep your arms and legs in the vehicle at all times.
Didn't quite see blood dripping from the edges of the place in the clips from before, so again, I'm willing to say this is an entirely separate ride from what we're usually seeing. And as a matter of fact, Glove World has been shown to have two separate coasters, like in this scene from Ma and Pa's Big Hurrah. The only issue there is that it looks like that's the fiery fist of pain in the center and the smaller one on the right, and there's no swing set, merry-go-round, or Ferris wheel. But regardless, I think we've sorta solved the coaster problem. Now, what other problems do we need to address here? We're about to open a real big can of worms here. Remember how the glove swing and glove merry-go-round are on opposite sides of the park? Well, for once, I have some good news. Take a look at this scene from Handemonium. Yep, there they are, side by side with one another. Exactly where they should be according to the layout from our shot of Glove World and Rock Bottom. Consistency! Mwah, we love it! So if the swing and merry-go-round are A-okay, surely the swing set in that episode will be all good too, right?
Well, there goes my confidence.
Not only is the Ferris wheel implied to be in a similar area as the other two rides when it should be on the other side of the park, but it also just doesn't have glove seats anymore. This is Glove World, isn't it? Why would we get rid of the gloves? Oh, don't worry, the issues don't end there. At least we can say that the staples of the park present in this episode, we can't say the same for them in the episode Say Aw.
Hey, you need to buy a ticket!
It's a blink and you'll miss it thing, but now the only ride we can see existent is the merry-go-round. At least it's on the right side, but where on earth is the Ferris wheel in the swing? Well, actually, if we keep watching that episode, they do make an appearance, just not a good one.
Poor cutie pie.
Yes, my dear astute nitpicky viewer, that is indeed the Ferris wheel and swing ride being right next to one another when they should be on opposite sides of the park. At least the Ferris wheel got the glove chairs back. My life is complete. So not only do these rides shift locations and forms, but they can also just disappear and reappear on a dime. I know Disney World's supposed to be the most magical place on earth, but I think Glove World's giving it a run for its money in an entirely different way. Poof, your favorite ride has disappeared. But if these rides have a tendency to disappear, Glove World has gotta have some extra ones in its back pocket, right? Why, absolutely. And before we get to what may just be the darkest secret any theme park could ever have, let's go through a rapid-fire rundown of some of the lesser-known rides Glove World has to offer. And while on the topic of Say Aw, here's the limited-time glove launch ride set up at the park, made possible thanks to Plankton's evil robot bird. I don't know if that one is really, safe at all. I don't think you could pay me to get launched out of a robot button into a giant toilet bowl, but that's just me. Actually, no, I'd definitely do that. Also from that episode we have, well, actually, I'll let this one speak for itself.
A dead-end ride? That doesn't seem very glove-themed.
That's not even a flippin' ride. But you know what? It has ride in the name, so I gotta show it off. Also, we get a nice shot of the Glove World gift shop, so the ride wasn't totally useless. Another one-off ride is the Tunnel of Glove, fittingly shown off in the episode titled Tunnel of Glove.
Come on, the line for Tunnel of Glove is filling up!
And in case you had any doubts as to what this ride actually is on the inside...
Boring!
Yeah, it's just a tunnel of love. Or at least it is until Patrick screws it all up. I could make the obvious, animatronics going crazy, and then the bite of 87 joke, but honestly, that's kind of just what animatronics do in general. My point exactly. Jeez, that's horrifying. Oh, I guess while I'm here, I should show off the actual control room for this ride that Patrick messes everything up in.
Let's see, where could SpongeBob be? SpongeBob? Where?
Yeah, the Glove World Power Plant. Weird name for a control room, but whatever. Now we know how all the rides are monitored at the park, but enough about the lame Tunnel of Glove. Now it's time for the real lightning round. The episode of Glove World R.I.P. has SpongeBob and Patrick speedrun all the rides at the park before it shuts down, and we get a whole bunch of rides shown up. Starting off, we have the Tilt-A-Hurl. I can see why there usually wouldn't be a line for that one. Then we have the glove drop. Don't like the sound of that one. I think you can just get the same level of enjoyment from that ride by just throwing yourself off your balcony. Probably be safer. Up next is the glove boat. That one's not even glove themed. Why is it here? Up next, we have 3 back-to-back. The Hall of Mirrors, Log Ride, and Bumper Cars.
Calling slowpoke, you sardine.
And then finally, we have a look at Glove Castle and Glove Lake, which I'm guessing are just kind of eye candy more so than rides. But I mean, even still in the background, we see a set of new rides with that ski line looking thingy and other log ride going through a part of the castle. Kind of interested in the ski line, honestly, even if it'd likely snap and drop me on my head. And that is essentially every ride I could find. Mostly. See, there's actually 2 more that are tied to the darkest aspect of this park, but I'll save those for the very, very end. Before we get there, I have one more thing I need to clear up. Now, while I was doing research for this video, I could have sworn there were more Glove World-centric episodes than I remembered. One that always came to mind was the Valentine's Day episode. You know, where Patrick goes crazy at Glove World and SpongeBob's present turns out to be just a handshake. Well, I was shocked when I went back to watch the episode and saw this.
You got me a carnival?
Mm-hmm. That's an entirely separate carnival from Glove World. Oh, Lord have mercy. It wasn't Glove World decked out to look Valentine-y. It was just always a whole separate place. Kind of weird that there'd just be randomly a competitor to the biggest amusement park underseas that pops up exclusively for a minor holiday like this. I'd venture as far as to say I feel like it could be run by the folks who operate Glove World and they're just trying to suck up to some extra holiday-themed cash, but then I see episodes like Stuck in the Ringer. Again, this is another carnival popping up adjacent to Glove World, so maybe the Valentine's Day Carnival is created by the fish who run the Coral Carnival. Ugh, I feel so dirty even just saying it. Take me back to Glove World. It's my fracking safe space, right? Well, maybe I spoke too soon, actually. It's time to talk about the dark underground secrets of Glove World, all shown off in the episode Escape from Beneath Glove World. To kick the episode off, we see another new safety hazard. New ride at the park.
Here's the pitch.
As unsafe as it looks, it seems kind of fun, and has a pretty fitting name. Catch Me. I mean, yeah, they are literally catching the riders. But after wearing themselves out from the ride, SpongeBob and Patrick decide to relax at another new Glove World attraction, the Glove World Theater. And yeah, before you ask, this operates exactly as a Disney World animatronic experience, complete with the robot version of the park's creator being front and center. In this case, Glove World's creator, Hieronymus Glove, takes the stage until Patrick does what he does best and screws everything up by decapitating the robot. The police show up and take the 2 away to Glove World jail, but not before dropping this horrifying bit of knowledge.
Real Hieronymus Glove has been frozen in ice for decades now.
Oh yeah, sure, just casually show us this shark had his head frozen in ice. He really is like Walt Disney. And the creepiness don't stop there. Get a load of the underground jail SpongeBob and Patrick are tossed into. I probably shouldn't be, but I'm utterly terrified of those tiny glove creeps. Worse yet, Sponge and Pat aren't the only folks who are imprisoned under the amusement park. There's a whole handful of children just rotting away down here. Things get weirder the deeper SpongeBob and Patrick go, too, as after they escape jail, they find a whole hidden laboratory where they test all types of gloves, including guard gloves. I take it back, those guys from earlier are nothing compared to these gloves. These will haunt my nightmares. But maybe the most interesting of all is that part of the underground test site that includes a prototype for a sister location to Glove World. You'll never guess what it is.
Sock World, the 8th wonder of the 7 seas.
Okay, I take it back, maybe you could have seen this one coming. Socks are basically the gloves for your feet after all. And as a final cherry on top of all this frackin' chaos cake, the real Hieronymus Glove, still frozen in ice mind you, slides out of hiding to pardon SpongeBob and Patrick before bursting into song.
Foods I'll show, and as you can see, there still is nothing quite like gloves. until...
So to conclude, Glove World doesn't abide by the laws of physics, and it doesn't abide by the laws of society either. Rides that shift and disappear constantly, an underground jail that locks up children for Neptune knows how long, and an eternally frozen creator. I made up my mind, I don't think I ever want to go to Glove World, or any amusement park for that matter. This one kind of put me off of them for the rest of my life. But that's all I got for y'all today, and if you want to see more glove-tastic videos, just thought of that one, click the video on screen right about now, and as always guys, thank you very much for watching. That's up.